the Camp ASCCA podcast. Serving children and adults with disabilities for over 30 years. Interviews with the people that make ASCCA special.
I came to Camp ASCCA in 1986 from the University of Northern Iowa. And basically the reason I came was I was looking for a summer job that working with people with disabilities because my major was therapeutic recreation. And from the moment I got here, what struck me most about Camp ASCCA was how big the facility was and how many great activities they had. And I knew we were going to be working with kids with disabilities, and I had no idea that the activities would be as in-depth and as challenging and as appeared to be as hard for a non-disabled person. I couldn't imagine a disabled person doing it, but then after spending the summer here, we saw how Camp ASCCA made it happen. But the thing I liked most about it was the stories, you know, from the day one in orientation when you met counselors that had worked here before and program staff that had worked here before, and the full-time staff, everybody had great Camp
Probably
ASCCA.
One of my favorite camper stories, and it actually happened about my second year here at camp when I was the adventure director. I had a camper here with a high school group, a special ed class. Camper's name was Richard. I believe he had autism. And Richard did the zip line, and Richard didn't talk much. Was a pretty quiet kid, and I was working the top platform in the zip line. And Richard, real strong guy, and he pulled himself up to the top, and I was trying to talk to him, and he wasn't really verbally responding to me. And so I wasn't sure, is he going to be scared to do this? You know, what's going on? It was just total blank. He wasn't showing any emotion whatsoever. So I hooked him up to the zip line and you know, told him when to lean and when to go, and he went. And his teachers were down there watching him below. And when he went, he started making a strange noise to me anyway, and it sounded like crying. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I just scared this kid, and he's never going to want to come back. He's never going to trust me again. He's never going to do zip line. And so I looked down to his teacher because I can't see him because he's obviously moving away from me on the zip line. And I looked to his teacher, and she's in tears. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what have I done? You know, what's going on? And I'm like, is he okay? Is Richard all right? And I'm looking down at her, and through her tears, she says, yes, he's fine. She said he's laughing. And she said she'd known him since he was in kindergarten, and she said that's only the second time in her life she's ever heard him laugh or show that emotion. And so then I'm up there in tears, and so all three of us are wiping our eyes and everything else. But he loved the zip line and wanted to come back and do it, and he did it year after year after year, and still comes today. So
Over 95% of the campers that come to Camp ASCCA are in need of some type of financial assistance. And one way that we've been able to address this problem is obviously through donations to our campership, as we call our campership endowment fund. And our campership endowment fund allows us to utilize the interest off of that account to help offset the cost that we incur while serving the campers that can't pay for the full cost. That's one way to help us greatly. Another one of our challenges is that now we're using a 30-year-old facility. Our goal is to make sure that facility meets and exceeds all standards of accessibility from this point on. And so that with our Project Renew, we're doing a complete renovation of the facility over the next 3 to 5 years, and we're very excited about that. And we've had a lot of people and organizations and corporations step forward to help us meet those challenges with the renovation work. That's another way to make a huge impact and to help improve the story here at Camp ASCCA. The most important thing I think a person could do to find out more about Camp ASCCA or do for Camp ASCCA is just come visit the summer program. I think it speaks for itself. I think once any individual has an opportunity to watch what happens here during the summertime, watch the campers participate in the activities, watch the interaction between the counselors and the campers, they understand the value, and then they will then understand how important their donation is to us, how important their support is to the program, and understand that it's a very unique place.
Camp ASCCA, Alabama's special camp for children and adults. Serving people with disabilities for over 30 years. Share the site with anyone you know that can benefit from our programs and facilities. Want to be a camper? Check out the front page for an application. campascca.org, campascca.org. Or if you want to be a counselor, volunteer, or donor, check that front page too. Thanks for visiting Easter Seals Camp ASCCA online.